Welcome back to another Sunday walk video. So today I'm going to talk about what to expect this week with Bitcoin and crypto, what everyone is eyeing this week from Wall Street, and what to expect this month since we are in a new month. And I'm going to vent a little bit about my frustrations with the market. First things first, this is Labor Day weekend, so the U.S. market is going to be closed on Monday. So we're not going to really see whether or not we're going to continue to green. But probably. But the big thing that Wall Street is looking at this week in terms of economic data is jobs report, which is coming out this Friday. So that jobs report is going to measure the jobs from last month, and it's going to show us whether or not, as a whole, are we adding more jobs? Are we not adding jobs? Is unemployment going to come back down? Because last month we saw a surprise uptick in unemployment, and some say, well, that could just be temporary, seasonal stuff. But we'll see. So this is kind of like confirmation. Are we still adding jobs as a nation, or are we slowing down? I know last month we got a report that year to date, the overall jobs added was wrong by like 800,000, which is staggering. Again, I don't know how. I get sometimes they have to revise numbers, but to revise it for the entire year for, and be off by almost 1 million, that's crazy. So I think Wall Street's going to look at this jobs report and make a determination. Of course, this is important because in about 2.5 weeks, we're going to get that crucial FOMC meeting, one that we've been talking about since July. Powell did not cut the Fed fund rate in July. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. We had a lot of I guess things happened since July, right? We had Japan doing their thing. There's this carry trade things that screwed things up. We saw jobs report on unemployment be bad. We saw a lot of things happen. We had Powell just speak at Jackson Hole not too long ago. Basically, we had a lot of things happen, bumpy rides up and down. So I think the jobs report will be critical because, again, Powell's going to cut the Fed fund rate. It's just a matter of how much. 25 basis points or 50 basis points, right? And if the jobs report on Friday is horrible for some reason, or worse than expected, let's just say, worse than expected, then it gives them more ammunition to cut more, right? So right now, the percentage is still about the same as last week and weeks before. 33%, 50 basis point, 67%, 25 basis point. We saw inflation numbers come down. PCE was just reported last week, came down. Overall inflation is where he wants it to be. So it's just like the labor force, right? Labor market and unemployment. So if those come in lower than expected, it's definitely going to bump up that percentage for the rate cut. So yeah, that's what we have to look forward to this week and this month. Actually, I think it's going to be an important month. I've been hyping up how September could be the start, it's the catalyst of what we need to jumpstart the market. It's been rocky, it's been sideways, and that kind of plays into my frustrations a little bit because it always sucks to see the broader market do well and Bitcoin and crypto not do well, right? It's kind of frustrating to see that because in August, if you look at a broader market, it's actually really good. Even on Friday, we ended up way in the green, but we saw Dow hit all-time high. We saw S&P and NASDAQ both hit all-time high within the last month. Now, granted that tech has come down a little bit, but overall, we've been seeing a lot of greens with the broader market in the US, but unfortunately it has not helped Bitcoin nor crypto at this point. Something else that's been frustrating is, and I mentioned this in my Saturday crypto cruise video. And by the way, I saw the numbers from yesterday, and it was a lot lower than the weeks before. So I don't know if it's just a boring week because it's Labor Day weekend, or because you guys didn't like the car, or because my titling or whatever. I don't know, but I know a lot of you guys said that you enjoy it. So I'm gonna keep on doing it, but you leave in the comments what you guys feel. Maybe because you guys are all just on vacation or something. So, but anyways, I mentioned that one of the things from the past week that was a big news was liquidations, right? Long liquidations, a lot of long contracts being wiped out. Don't know who, but that's also frustrating. With all the volatility right now, man, I gotta say, I'm not doing so well personally. I've been telling you guys I'm a DJ and I'm still throwing my leverage plays, but some of these plays, man, keep me up at night. And I've been liquidated a few times too. It's been frustrating. These up and downs, inconsistencies, volatile movement, upward, downwards. Seems like someone's really trying to manipulate the market right now, right? So that also adds to my frustrations. It's like seeing the market not move, especially when the broader market is, and also seeing all these weird, erratic movements meant to basically clear out leverage. So yeah, not a fan of those things. Now, the good thing is, and I'm always going to spin this into a good thing, but if you think about it, why is the price suppressed right now? Why is there even manipulation right now, right? You figure if there is someone that is controlling the market right now, maybe it's Larry Fink, maybe it's BlackRock, someone else, like why would they be doing that? Well, it's probably because they're looking to buy more. I mean, that's the reason, right? Think about it. If you were just someone that had no leg in the game, someone that didn't care about Bitcoin and crypto, you wouldn't be spending all this time to try to manipulate the market to keep it suppressed. You would only do so, your only real motive to keep something suppressed and not make it go up is because you want to accumulate more, if you think about it, right? So that's the good thing. If the market is truly being suppressed, you got to think about there's a good reason for it. It's because that entity, that person wants to accumulate more. And why do they want to accumulate more? Well, because they want to make money from it. And they know they're going to make money from it, right? So I'm thinking about this as one of the reasons why the market hasn't moved yet and why we're still stuck at these levels. But everything else I've said over my streams for a long time also makes sense too. I mean, if you think about it, the timing just hasn't been right. We know that we were ahead of the game back in March and April because of all the ETF enthusiasm and buying. But if you look at the cycles, if you look at all previous cycles, Bitcoin doesn't really move until like October, November timeframe after every halving event. So that makes a lot of sense. So we're not quite there yet. So if you just like break it down, that's one of the reasons. Another reason is because, yeah, like I said, we were ahead of the game. The ETFs changed the pace. ETFs made things accelerate a little bit quicker than they should have. That's why we had that crazy excitement pump back in February and March, right? And we got a little taste of that. So that is also important too. We were just ahead of the game. So you combine these things together. We were ahead. The timing hasn't been right. And also maybe some market manipulation right now. All these things are a reason why Bitcoin hasn't moved yet and why crypto hasn't really moved yet either. Right, of course, we have other external factors, like, for example, Nvidia having somewhat of a spectacular earnings, but Wall Street not liking it. That, of course, what's going on with Japan globally is having an effect too. I mean, so there's external factors. It's not like it's just these three. There are other things, but overall, it might be frustrating, but we still got a long ways to go in this cycle, right? This is only the halving year. This is not 2025. Keep in mind, the most bullish year of a 4-year cycle is the year after halving event, not the year of. When we're in crypto and we're looking at news and looking at charts every single day, it makes you feel like time slows down, and it makes you feel like it's been forever since something has happened. But if you take a step back and you look at things, we are still, what, 300% off of our lows. We're still over 100% in terms of year-to-date returns. It's just that the last few months have been boring and sideways and slowing down. And I know that's frustrating. It frustrates me too. But that's because we're in it and looking at things every single day. And if you just like step out a little bit and then you take a broader look of Bitcoin's movement, we are fantastic. We are in really good shape, and next year will be absolutely better in so many ways. The good news is, I think we don't even have to wait until next year. I think September, especially after the rate cut, that's when things can be jolted upwards. That can be the catalyst that we're looking for. And that will lead us into October, which will lead us into November, which is elections. And you know what? We may end up the year in 6 figures. I still think that's the case. A lot of people don't think so. But then again, a lot of people haven't lived through the cycles like I have. I've seen Bitcoin and crypto move tremendously just within a single month. When FOMO hits, it hits hard. Like I said, manipulation goes both ways. Sometimes the manipulation is just to suppress the price. Sometimes to make the price pump. Just like March and April, how we saw a little preview of what's to come. No reason to expect that we don't have something similar happen at the end of this year. Starting with the rate cut that's coming up. But the last 3 months of this year can be absolutely phenomenal. And that leads us to even a better year in 2025. So yeah, that's it for this video. So overall this week, we don't have a Monday, but we do have that big jobs report, unemployment report that's coming out on Friday. I think that's going to really carry us things until the Fed fund rate cut, or the FOMC meeting, right? And that can jumpstart things in a big way, and that's going to carry us into November. Anyways, guys, stay strong, stay focused. I know it can be frustrating. Sometimes I'm even frustrated too, especially with all the fudsters, or fudders I should say, in the live chat, in the comments. It gets to me sometimes. It gets to me too, I'm human. But I know deep down that we will get past all of this. I've seen it way too many times. Way too many times. And every single time we get through it. We form a new high and we move on. But there are periods where it's just so darn boring and frustrating. So continue to stay strong, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but probably not at my usual 8:30 a.m. because the market's closed. Probably at 10:30 a.m. or 9:30, I don't know. And then we'll see how the week is. All right, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.